In this video, I want to show you how to test your Captivate content on a physical mobile device. The preview tools in Captivate are nice for doing some quick testing in a browser, or even using Edge Inspect for testing across desktop browsers and a mobile device, but that's sometimes a little tricky to get set up, and I want to show you how you can use PhoneGap to actually test it on the mobile device. Now, Adobe Captivate 9 has the ability to publish content out as a native application for mobile devices. And this is using Adobe's PhoneGap build service. So you log into your PhoneGap build account, you upload your Captivate course, it publishes it to iOS, Android, Windows, and other various mobile platforms, and you have this nice packaged application to distribute to your mobile audience. The only problem with this workflow is it involves publishing the content up to a third-party service, which isn't always allowed in every organization, sometimes for security reasons or just there's other limitations on being able to do that. The other issue is our Captivate content is sometimes large, and if I'm just trying to test my content, constantly publishing it up to PhoneGap build can be a little slow. And there's actually a desktop version of PhoneGap that you can use to do the same thing. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I have a very simple Captivate course. This is a responsive project, but this workflow is going to work fine even if you're doing a scalable HTML5 Captivate course. I am going to publish this just to my desktop. Nothing fancy. Folder on my desktop. There we go. The next thing I need to do is I need to install PhoneGap. As I mentioned, this is a set of desktop tools. This is kind of the same as PhoneGap build, but this is actually the engine behind PhoneGap build that's doing everything in the cloud. You're just going to do it on your local laptop or desktop computer. PhoneGap packages HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as a native application, so eventually with this content we could package it as an app. I'm not going to show the packaging part in this video. I'm just going to show the testing workflow. We'll cover the packaging part in a later video. But let's install PhoneGap. I'm going to click the install button here. I'm going to skip all this command line stuff. They now have this nice desktop app that you can use. So I'm going to click the link to install the desktop app. This takes you through the step-by-step process. I'm not going to stay in these documents very long because I'm going to show you how this all works, but I just want to mention, download it for OS X or Windows, whichever platform. This is the desktop app. You also need to download the mobile app. So whether you're testing on an iPad or an Android tablet or an iPhone like I'm going to demo, you need to go to your respective app store and download the PhoneGap developer app. So find that, get it downloaded on your device or devices, and you will be ready to go. So let me open up the PhoneGap app here on my desktop. First step after it's downloaded and installed is to create a new project. So I'm going to make a new PhoneGap project. Just going to call it Captivate Mobile. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And that's all I really need to do to start testing. There's some other settings and the ID option that you see there if we eventually were going to package this as a mobile app, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. I'm just worried about testing. So I've got my project created. Now let me show you what this actually did. Is it made a folder on my desktop. There's a whole bunch of directories in there. The only one you have to worry about is the www directory. This contains all the content of the application. And you can see there's some stuff in there right now. It's actually just this little demo PhoneGap site. But it's a little mini website that's in there. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. There's also some image assets like this res directory that contains icons and splash screens if you were going to actually publish this as a mobile app. I'm not going to worry about any of that right now. So the content of the www directory, deleted. It's gone. Instead, I want to use my content from my Captivate project. So here's all the published content from my responsive Captivate project. I'm going to drop that in here right now. Again, it's in the www directory. From there, I'm ready to test it. Now, I'm going to show you my phone. You can't see it because it's on the desk next to me, but I'm going to use a program called Reflector here to share it. So let me get that fired up. There we go. So you can now see my phone, and there's the PhoneGap mobile app ready to go. So on my desktop, I need to start the PhoneGap app. And this is going to create a web server running kind of behind the scenes. So it's just making a little mini website. The one constraint of this whole process is that your laptop or desktop computer has to be on the same Wi-Fi connection as your phone. So if they're not on the same Wi-Fi connection, this process doesn't work, or it's a little bit more complicated to get it set up. But as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi connection, you're good to go. The PhoneGap desktop app is going to give you this green bar at the bottom, and there's a server address. It's an IP address, looks kind of ugly, but you only have to type it in once. Now I'm going to go to my phone, and I'm going to launch the PhoneGap app. The first thing it's going to do is ask, what server are we connecting to? So all you have to do is type in on your phone whatever you see in the green bar down here. Mine's already pre-populated because I've done this before. And then I'm just going to tap connect. And what's happening right now is the contents of that www directory are being pulled down onto the phone, and it's running kind of like it's a real application. You know, if I were to go back to my home screen, I could open up the app and it's right there where I left it. So it's kind of simulating what it would be like if it was a real application. I can tap the play button and now see my content, and tap next slide, and there's some more content, and it goes to the third slide, and then we're done. The workflow from this point, if you maybe see something on that, thanks at the top there, and I would say, I want to say thank you instead of thanks, or I want to add some exclamation points. Well, let me pop back over to Captivate, go to that slide, and I'll add some gratuitous exclamation points onto there, and I'm just going to republish. Publish it back out to my desktop. There we go. Now remember, I just published that to my desktop. I didn't publish it into that www directory. So I need to do that. I need to take what I just published and drop it in the www directory and just replace everything that's there. The last thing I need to do then, back in on my mobile app, I need to reload the application. Now you could quit the app and relaunch it and all that, but there's actually a simple little way to do it. If you tap with 3 fingers, PhoneGap will actually restart the application and make you reconnect. So I can just tap with 3 fingers, hit connect again. This is going to download all the content. When I hit play and I advance it here, that last slide I should see all my exclamation points right where I put them. So you can see this back and forth testing can be a lot quicker. So hopefully this helps you get started testing your content on mobile devices.